Hi, my name is Tanisha Simpkins. I want to invite you to tune in to the Table Talk radio show, where we'll be having candid conversations about politics, education, fashion, reality shows, what's trending, and more. I want to hear what you have to say. No subjects are off limits. Grab your coffee and tea and let's talk. I'm your host, Tanisha Simpkins. So, if you're not able to download through Blog Talk Radio, you can download through Live 365. We Talking Radio is the radio station. Now I want to get back to one of the things that we were talking about. We're here with Sony Edmond, and he's talking to us about nutrition and getting fit coming into 2015. I always say start now,
I like it.
Start now, go into the year, already your mind preset, on what it is that you want to do. And we were talking, one of the things that I always say is, I don't do resolutions, I do goals.
Yes.
But the way I do goals may be different from other people. I associate all of my goals with a promise. So if you don't know the word, find a promise and attach it to it, right? With a promise. And we're talking about now is calories.
Yes. Yes, calories. Calories.
Oh God, through the day we have so many calories.
Yes.
Especially at the vending machine.
Yeah. Well, but just kind of jump on something that you said. You said what? Get started now?
Get started now.
Get started now, and I like that because, I like to say, if you don't start now, 6 months from now, you'll regret it.
Yeah.
So what are you waiting for? Start now. You have this moment. So if you continue to wait, 3 months will turn into 6 months. 6 months turns into a year. So start now, like you said. But calories. When we talk about calories, with men and women, the calorie recommendation is a little different. For women, the daily intake calorie is approximately 2,000 calories, and for a man, it's approximately 2,500 calories. So with that said, in the case of a woman wanting to decrease in weight and body fat, she would actually need to decrease her calories approximately 500 calories a day. So therefore, for a woman, you need to drop down at least, and in some cases even less, at least down to 1,500 calories. And for a man, you would need to actually drop down to 2,000. And again, in some cases even less. I'm sorry, even more. So again,
what would be the more? Like, what would be the reason for the more?
The reason for the more is in some cases, bodies are different. And although it's recommended, like I said, to drop at least 500 calories per day, some bodies are stubborn. Some people's bodies are different. They respond differently to the calorie drop. So therefore, like I said, you as a woman, you might drop down to 1,500 calories, and sometimes you might not get the results that you're looking for, or you might get the results and you kind of
even out.
Yeah, you kind of plateau. And so therefore, you would actually need to drop down just a little more, maybe another 200
could
or
that
300
be a reason?
calories.
Because I ain't trying to shade nobody, but I'll see people say, "Oh, I'm working out. I've been to the gym. And then I'll see the picture and it looked the same like last month. I'm just saying, like, I'm like, well, what gym they going to? Or what they doing when they get there?
Yeah,
or they just, taking a selfie sweaty picture.
Right.
Everybody like to take a mirror picture or a sweat picture, while they're at the gym.
Yeah.
But it looks the same.
Yeah, that depends. There's, every situation is different. So perhaps that person is actually, they're exercising, but their diet might just be out of whack, which is the key element when you're talking about losing weight. First and foremost is the diet. Diet is the key ingredient. It's more important than the exercise. So, like I say, you see a selfie and they say, hey, I'm at the gym, I'm working out every day or whatever it might be, but they look the same. But hey, I've had that question asked to me. Well, why am I not losing weight?
Yeah.
And like I said, first and foremost, we need to check your eating habits. How you're eating. And a lot of times what people do when they make the mistake is they'll drop their meals down to two meals a day.
2 meals a day.
You know, in some cases 1 meal a day. And that's not good. That's not healthy at all. And so you actually need to do opposite. You need to actually increase your meal intake to approximately 5 or in some cases even 6 meals a day. But of course we're talking about smaller and healthier portion meals. And so what happens when you do that, it actually speeds your metabolism up. And when your metabolism actually is sped up, you gain control of your metabolism, and it causes your body to trigger in losing weight or burn fat. Another thing too, when we're talking about fitness and exercising, many people, especially women.
Yeah, well, why do we have to exercise? Why should we exercise?
Well, okay, let me answer that question. That's a good question.
Why do we have to exercise?
I got a good
most
answer
women,
for you.
especially women, we don't like to exercise. We don't like to get sweaty. We don't like to, work out in the morning, then have to shower and get get going. Why should we exercise?
Exercise is vital.
Okay.
For one, it actually combats preventive ailments such as heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. And so just exercising alone and having a healthy diet can prevent a lot of illnesses. So first and foremost, that's why. Inclusive with that, you would exercise, and I'm gonna give you 8 good reasons.
8 reasons.
And if you're listening and watching, grab your pen and piece of paper and write this down. 8 benefits that you would get from regular exercise.
Okay, regular exercise.
Regular exercise. When I say regular exercise, this is at least 30 minutes a day or 30 minutes in your exercise regimen beyond your normal activity.
That's not bad, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a certain thing every day, some people say, well, I work every day and I walk while I'm at work. Well, that's good. And you notice that you're not actually losing the weight or burning the calories because your body is so used to doing that same thing over and over. So you have to do something different or something beyond, at least 30 minutes beyond your daily activity. And so with that said, 8 benefits to regular exercise. For one, exercise is not only good for the physical, but it's what I call complete fitness. Exercise is good for the mind, body, and the spirit. And so we need to keep that in mind. So many times when we're talking about exercise and being healthy, at least one of those elements is left out. So we get the physical in, but what about the mental?
Okay.
And we get the mental in, and what about the physical? So we need all 3. That's mind, body, and spirit. And exercise can actually help you in these areas. So with that said, the first thing is exercise aids in weight management, as we're talking about. The next thing it does is it strengthens bones and tones muscles. It also promotes better sleep. Exercise also combats, as we just talked about, health conditions. It increases energy and relieves stress. Now let me kind of hone in on that a little bit. When I'm talking about relieving stress, there's a chemical that's released in your body when you exercise, which is called endorphins. And when you exercise beyond your normal daily activity, your body releases endorphins. And many times you might hear a runner says, hey, I have a runner's high. Or if you're running, you get a second wind.
Yeah.
Well, those endorphins are being released, and it gives you kind of like what we would say a natural high. And so it gives you that second wind. And so again, exercise helps you to relieve stress, and in that process, endorphins are being released. Also, exercise improves flexibility. It improves mood and self-confidence. And the last thing is number 8, and I know you're gonna love this one. Exercise. Write this one down. Exercise sparks or puts the spark back into your sex life.
Oh, okay.
So there's quite a few benefits to why you should be exercising. And also inclusive with that, when we're talking about exercise, we gotta go back to the diet. First and foremost, as we said, the diet is the key element. And so with that said, I talked a little bit earlier about having and taking the 5 or 6 recommended food groups in your daily diet. In order to,
but most of us, like, I eat apples every day. So we figure,
Hey, apple a day keeps the cholesterol
But
away.
then I eat apples. Then I put stuff in my apples, guys. I get a bag. I go old school. Put salt.
Oh Lord.
Pepper. Vinegar.
No. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm not hearing that right.
So I may eat half of them by themselves, and I eat the other half. In a little vinegar bag.
The apple. My goodness.
I know, but that's how some people think though.
Yeah.
They eat fruit and then they put things on their fruit.
Yeah.
It takes away. They put sugar on their fruit. They put salt on their fruit. They put pepper on their fruit, and it takes away of what's actually coming in.
Yes.
And you were talking about the benefits of exercising. I gotta say, since exercising, I get up, my adrenaline is like, I'm already on 10 always anyway, but then I'm like on 20 now.
Yeah.
I'm moving, I'm like, woo! You just have all this other extra added energy and, you feel good.
Yes.
You actually do feel good.
Endorphins.
The endorphins. So you don't have to be intense. Guys, if you guys decide to do this, you don't have to be intense. You can start out light. I started out, just my little 30-40 minutes if I'm not walking, or I'll do it in the house, or I think that videotapes are good.
Yeah.
I think they're good starters. You always see these people on Facebook who they running. You may not be a runner. Don't get out there on the first day trying to run.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I want to join Black Girls Running and be wore out and tired and can't make it home.
And then you want to quit, right?
Yeah, then you want to quit. I can't do that, or they start on a bicycle. You hear a lot of people do that. At the beginning, I'm gonna get a bicycle. So they get these bicycles. You got to realize what neighborhood you're in. Are you able to actually ride a bike? I can't ride a bike in my neighborhood. Can you ride a bike? Where you gonna ride a bike at unless you put it in your car, go to the beach, or go somewhere else? So think about some of the activities that you guys decide to do before going into 2015.
Hi, my name is Tanisha Simpkins. I want to invite you to tune in to the Table Talk Radio Show, where we'll be having candid conversations about politics, education, fashion, reality shows, what's trending, and more. I want to hear what you have to say. No subjects are off limits. Grab your coffee and tea and let's talk. I'm your host, Tanisha Simpkins.